Good day, everyone, and welcome. I'm Mikey with two E's. I'm also known as Metro Mikey. The two E's in my name stand for the environment and everyone, the two things that I care about most. I'm broadcasting, as always, with renewable energy here from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. For those who I've not friended yet, I'm a business and sustainability coach, founder of an aerial art studio, fitness trainer, and the proud owner of a sustainable salon where I specialize in eco-friendly platinum and blonding services. Today, I also have the honor of being one of your hosts and MCs for our Green Beauty Community live productions. If you're watching live from home or at work or anywhere else, please drop your name and where you're tuning in from in the comments section and ask questions, share comments or concerns at any time. I will invite my dear friend and our other hosts to introduce themselves before a few pieces of quick information. Hi, Jacqueline.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jacqueline Rodriguez, and I am the owner of Enlightened Styles Holistic Salon in Warrenton, Virginia. I am also the owner or founder of the Holistic Salon Academy, the Impactful Salon Owner podcast, and your host here. And I'm just really excited to start the year off with these amazing webinars and this amazing team.
Thanks, Jacqueline. We're happy to have you here as always. And we at GBC love keeping you all updated, so we have just a few quick announcements before we jump in. Number one, we want to say Happy New Year from all of us at the Green Beauty community. We had a great 2024, and we're looking forward to making 2025 even better. Jacqueline, I'll pass it over to you for our next update.
Yes, well, if you have been with us for a while, you know about our Sustainable Beauty Insider newsletter. And if you have not subscribed, I highly, highly recommend it. You get to stay up to date with the Green Beauty community and everything that we're doing, all the events, education, and anything on the horizon. So sign up with the link in the chat bot.
Yes, thank you, Jacqueline. And as always, um, we want to help you with your tax burdens. So we will always remind you to consider donating to the Green Beauty community, where we champion sustainability in the beauty industry by bringing immense value to platforms like Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and broadcasting these insanely helpful live webinars with lifetime replays. Before we start, I always like to remind everyone our mission is to create a better planet by empowering our community and promoting sustainable practices. We prioritize eco-friendly materials, reduce environmental impact, and foster a culture of responsibility and positive change. So with all that said, I would love to introduce our representative from Organethic Pure Care, whose mission is clear. The company's mission is very clear. They want to offer natural beauty and health in every product, making the world a better home. So, hi, Andrea. How are you?
Hi, thank you very much for having me here. I'm very good, thank you very much, and Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year to you. Let us just dive right in. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself, maybe your background, how you came to be in the beauty and wellness industry, and then how you got involved with OPC?
Well, I come from a family of hairdressers. Okay, my father, my grandfather, my uncle, everybody were in this industry and they own a salon, and so I grew up in the salon. That's how I my passion came up for this industry. Then, did I become an hairdresser? No, because the I think the guidance of my father. My father didn't like it to be an hairdresser, and my father liked to actually make products. So that's how I became then somebody that make products instead of being an hairdresser. And so I'm making the tools that hairdresser are loving every day. The Why did I make the products? Because my family went through health challenges because of what we were using, first of all. And so I decided that there has to be a better way uh, to create products, especially for hairdressers that are using chemicals every day, all day long. It's not like for the end consumer stays in the salon for 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, depending on the service. But for an hairdresser, is from early morning till late evening, and so There has to be a product that protect them from being exposed from bad chemicals. So that's how I started and how I created the first lines. Another thing that I noticed is that majority of companies were taking advantage of salons, advertising salons, the products through the salons, and then selling everywhere else. So we decided to make it exclusive and salon only dedicated. So we don't sell online. We are very out of any other. We are out of how to say out of competition. I don't know. We don't compete with our salons, and it's a pretty unusual considering the world today that everything is going digital. We are not.
That's amazing, Andrea. Thank you for sharing some of that background. What would your position in the company be?
I'm the founder of Organethic Pure Care, and I'm also the kind of person that doesn't like to stay in the office, and so I'm never. They always tell me, "Oh, you're managing the company," but I'm actually more on the field. I like to visit my salons. I like to see what's going on, and I've been visiting salons everywhere in the world. I've been spending uh, 10 years traveling between Europe and Asia and visiting salons everywhere in Europe and in Asia and creating amazing relations with fantastic salon owners. And then from 2 years, I moved to the United States, 1 year and a half. I moved to the United States where my heart is. My heart is half in Italy, half in the United States.
Love that.
That's
Even
amazing.
though there are few pieces in Asia here and there.
Oh, so you're just spread around everywhere. That's
Yeah,
wonderful. There's enough of your life to go around, I assume. But since you are the founder, we obviously have the best person to ask all the questions. So
oh
let's
my
start
God.
by talking about the brand. I know that we were talking about the name. So, what were the origins and the philosophy that got us started when you founded all of this? And I did mention the mission a little bit earlier. How did you come up with the mission?
Well, the, the origin, as I told you before, I want to have something natural and organic. Okay, so that cannot affect the hairdressers on their work every day. So Organic Pure Care was the initial name that we gave to the brand. And like every brand, there are several brands that during the time they evolved to something else. And we took inspiration from that, and we wanted to add the ethic part to the brand because the fact that we are truly and only dedicated to salons was not mentioned enough. At the same time, the fact that we don't use any harmful ingredients, not only for the hairdresser, but also for the environment. One of the things that I was facing in the beginning, a lot of salons that were used to use pearl color in the product or certain kind of consistency. It's given by products that by ingredients that are actually polluting the sea and creating not a good environment for fishes. And as I am a fish lover, then I want to eat my fish. Very good. Sorry for the vegans, but I love fish. So if they take out the fish from my diet, it's going to be a problem. And I don't want to pollute what I eat.
So important.
So that's how we came up with adding ethic to the brand, and then the brand became Organethic Pure Care. And also we wanted to create a head with a logo, with the hair flowing, even though there is OPC. OPC is a name that we all use every day uh, and it came up from actually from Americans at our annual event. We had a fantastic event where all Americans were always shooting out, oh, PC, and from there we took the logo of the company, and at the same time, it's a head with a head flowing. There is a bunch of meaning out of it.
It seems like your mission runs very deep with it, and ethics is very important. The other thing that I know is really important to everyone, especially hairdressers, using it and looking for it is like your ingredient sourcing and the packaging and how you look at your production. So I'd love to hear more about how you in, like source your ingredients.
So the ingredients, of course, we have suppliers for ingredients, and these suppliers, we only use suppliers that are certified for what they sell. So it's not. We don't want to have to deal with unethical ingredients or ingredients that have been sourced in countries where there is not an ethical source. Okay, that's our main concern. Then, for sure, ingredients are not only the core of a product, yes, but you also have to be able to combine ingredients in a way that you don't create any kind of challenge with the product. Okay, and that doesn't affect also the combination with the products between the products and the packaging, and that is also another challenge when you make products. The Because ingredients are affected by the packaging or affect the packaging. Okay, so that has been a huge challenge. The packaging has been the most important challenge because uh, since from the beginning, Italy is a very small country. So compared to US, for example, to the US, US is 5.7 times Italy,
Wow.
and in terms of population, in terms of land, it is 32.6 times Italy. But in Italy, we are one thing: we are excellent. We are 70. Basically, we have a recycling rate that is 72%. We recycle everything, and we are one of the leading countries in recycle. And if you recycle, there is no material that is bad, in my opinion. Okay, as long as it's, of course, if there is something better to be used, it's always the best. Technology was the limit all the time, and even on ingredients, the technology is the limit because, for example, in our loved industry, silicons was difficult to replace till few years ago. Okay, it was not an easy ingredient to be replaced. But silicons is not the best way uh, to make a product because it becomes also that become a pollutant. Even though you can use very light silicons that are very uh, uh, safe and to be used. We found vegetal silicons that are much better. Technology is coming up thanks to uh, all your work, the work of everybody in this field. The technology is running now, and finally, thank God, we have ingredients that are unique. Like, for example, our vegetal silicons is totally vegetal and totally uh, safe for the environment, and it actually gives you more performances than a regular silicon. So you use less product and you obtain better performances. From the packaging point of view, technology didn't make a lot of steps till a couple of years ago when we found a fantastic solution for our packaging. I've been studying since from the beginning which packaging to use. The first thing I evaluated was a packaging made out of corn. The
Mm.
challenge with that packaging was, and it was disposable on the food stuff, so it really was dissolving. Okay, but the challenge was that it's in contact with liquid every day, and if exposed to heat, it will melt. So it was not a solution. Then we evaluated glass, but glass, I also discovered that it was a problem in Italy, for example, because it was they were taking out sand from the beaches, and it was creating more an environmental problem than a solution. And in certain areas in Italy, for sure. I'm not saying glass is bad. Actually, glass is the best of the best, for sure. And then I evaluated also aluminum, but aluminum needs to be coated, and once coated, you have more hard time to recycle it. Okay, you can recycle it, but you have more hard time because you have to burn it in a higher temperature and for a longer time, so you have more CO2 emission. And so that's when I found out that there is a kind of plastic that is made out of sugarcane. And so sugarcane has a fantastic characteristics. Characteristic. It is basically it goes from being a sugar cane. Okay, it's a plant, and it's an infestant plant, so it's growing fast. It's not something that it takes years to grow. It grows fast, and in exchange, a bunch of CO2. So basically, when you cut it off, it has exchanged so much CO2 that it goes not carbon neutral, it goes carbon negative
Huh.
footprint. So, and that's fantastic. When you use that, it's transformed into methylene and then transforming into a plastic, and that's how we are making now plastic. Since when we started, since when we discovered this kind of plastic, I was shocked by the benefit, and so we started testing all the formulas on the new plastic, and then from there we are moving to the new uh, technology.
I love
I
it.
hope
That
I
That's so
answered. It
important.
was long. I'm sorry, but it is
No,
very
it's perfect.
complicated.
It was perfect. It sounds like you, as the leader of your company, are making sure that your company leads in ingredient sourcing, ethically and organically, organethically maybe. But it also sounds like you're leading in, packaging and production and taking into account all the pieces there. So let's shift a little bit and talk about openness, honesty, and transparency within that leadership. Are there certifications? Are there, ingredients that are certified organic that are in your formulations? If somebody didn't know about Organethic, how would we know that you are doing all the things that you say that you're doing?
So basically, in every label, we declare what is organic and what is not organic. So in this way, we everybody has a full knowledge about it. And when a product is, when an ingredient, sorry, is organic certified, it is organic certified. So there is a certificate for the origin of the product. The Even though we are 12, 13 years old. I'm getting old. And we are 13 years old. It's still a very young company. Okay, so the all the certification part is coming up. It's something we are working on. For me, the important thing is the education through the product. So we are really uh, providing a strong education on how the product is composed and how why we use certain ingredients, why we use other ingredients. We have a fantastic team of educators, and for what I've seen through my life into the cosmetic industry, we really have a bunch of educators that are full-time educators for OPC, and I'm very proud of them because they are doing such an hard job every day on research and development and challenging me and challenging themselves every day, and that's something I'm really proud of. So basically what we love is a complete transparency on the label, and you will see whatever it is, and also the ingredients are on our website, so you can check them ingredient by ingredient. Uh, and our philosophy has always been to be uh, as much organic as we can, especially when it's a matter of shampoos, conditioners, or let's say the wet line. We are basically almost full organic and natural. But when you are also as you are in the professional field, there is not only the white part, there is also the technical part, so coloring, lightening, and also on that side, we like to pay a lot of attention on what we use in terms of ingredients and especially on the quantity of natural organic ingredients. And you can see that from our labels.
I knew that that was going to be the case since you were leading everywhere else. Obviously, you're leading when it comes to that. I do have a quick note from our technicians. If you're watching live and you refresh the feed, you should be able, I think we had a glitch, as we always do in our GBC Live productions, technical difficulties. I think we had a glitch in the chat. So if you refresh, you should be able to comment. If you were commenting and we missed it, go ahead and send it to us again. And I'll pass it over to Jacqueline to continue the discussion.
Yes, first I love how transparent. I mean, because that's one of the things after being in the industry for so long as well, is trying to find products and companies that are super transparent and create that education. I think that's a really big piece, especially as we're educating the industry in what organic and sustainable products are and why they're so important and how they can be accessed. So, what efforts are being made to make sustainable products more accessible and affordable for a wider audience for you?
Mm, it's an interesting question. Okay, so sustainable products are more expensive. Yes, 100%, and especially uh, when it's a matter of ingredients. Okay, packaging. Uh, so we solve that through the choice of our packaging. Okay, keeping it simple and not too elaborate, allow us to make more pieces and have a better price point on the packaging. In this way, we can keep a good price point also for the end consumer. Uh, Ingredients is always a difficult balance because especially when you use the percentage of ingredients in an active way, it's not easy. Okay, and that's when packaging is always very helpful. There are sometimes I like to I'm always clear and transparent, and also sometimes I'm too much. Okay, but I always say, for example, sometimes people love our package because it's simple, easy, nothing too fancy, nothing too crazy. But there are people that say, "Oh, it doesn't respect the positioning of the high quality of the products that you have. The fact that the packaging is not fancy enough." But when you make fancy stuff, that's where you become really, you can't control the price. So making it accessible to everybody, it was one of the points. Another way, accessibility is not only the price point, but it's also knowledge on the product and what you do every day. It's important and necessary, in my opinion, because and we should do it every in every salon, okay, to talk about how important it is to use a natural and organic products compared to a chemical one. I'm nothing against chemical products. I understand their goal is to have good performances, and that's fantastic. I agree with that. But when your choice is to be more sustainable and also more less have a less of an impact, on the environment, you should choose an organic company.
I think that's great. And just to relate it to myself, I am Mikey with two E's, and the first E is always going to be the environment, because I do believe if we don't have an environment, if we're not putting sustainability first, if we're not being mindful of our packaging, then we won't have a place to live. There will be no haircuts to give. There will be no hair color. There will be no politics to argue about. So we always need to make sure that we're protecting the environment, and then we can have everything else. So we were talking about some challenges that, in the packaging and the ingredients. What were some challenges like in business for you that you could share? And then maybe some challenges you're hoping to overcome innovating into the future.
Okay, so one of the biggest challenge I have is to uh, translate certain choices that we make to the salons and to the end consumer. It takes time. It takes time and a lot of effort and a lot of education appointments to transfer certain choices that we make for everybody. So just to give you a very small and stupid example, okay, it is we never put pumps on our liters, okay, because pumps have metal springs. So you should replace the pumps. Then take the pump from the old one and put in the new box. It's something that really few are doing, even though we are pushing it so hard. And this is a small thing. Okay, try to imagine several other habits. To create this habit, it takes time. I understand that people are just used to it and they throw away because they are used to have pumps in every bottle. And making a choice like that is not something that is comes in an easy way. So I get it, but at the same time uh, we need to talk more about sustainability in every appointment, even in the small things. So I remember one day I had a fantastic conversation with um, a, a guy that owned a magazine, a famous magazine, and he was saying, you know what, which one was the most viewed video on our social media? How to hold a scissor. So if you think that we give for granted that people knows certain things, even though it's not like that. Sometimes we want to we need to go back to the basics and explain things from the beginning, like when you are washing your teeth, don't leave the water open. That's those are very easy things that they teach you at the elementary school, but people tend to forget.
For sure. It's such a key component because it also, when we go back to basics, it makes it easy for people to take those steps. And then it's not so overwhelming. And I think that that's a really great point to really look at that broader impact from making those tiny steps in sustainability, like not having the pumps. I think that that's such a brilliant thing. And adding more education around that is so huge. So it's as
So
we're
in terms
talking.
of innovation, so in terms of what we are going to work on, sorry to interrupt, but
No, no, please do.
that's the thing. So try to imagine we have hard time explaining the fact that you have to just move the pump from a bottle to another. Now, one of the projects for next years will be to transform the liters into rechargeable bottles. So you have the bottles and then you recharge it on a packaging that is a lot more sustainable and made out of a kind of plastic that's sold. So it's not something easy that you have to teach everybody to pour the shampoo or the conditioner into the bottle. But I mean, this is a project that we have. It's a very challenging project, and I'm sure it's going to be a success because thanks to our marketing team, everybody will understand the value behind it. But yes, again, so when you start going into something larger than the easy thing of the pump, I'm scared. Yes.
It is, and it can be scary because when you're founding something that you really have the transparency and the care for everything that you're doing. And the fact is, even with the green beauty community, like it's something that's necessary, and there's still so much education around the little nuances, even to the bigger pieces that we don't even think about. Because we have been kind of just, we've done hair for so long one way. Shifting the way we do it and our mindset around it can be a challenge, like you had mentioned. And with companies like yours who are going to educate us and show us how it's not only possible, but it can be better for us, and why is so, so important. So I love how all of that's coming together.
Oh, thank you. It takes a lot of effort, and sometimes it's also these are also risky operations for the cash flow of the company. Okay, but at the same time, if I prefer to risk and make sure I did all I could instead of just saying no because of too much risk. And I'm not a son of fear. I try to be brave on things, and so
That's
And that
great.
shows.
Yes, we're not living in this scarcity mindset. We want a
no.
world of abundance and plenty here at the Green Beauty community, which is why we're aligning ourselves with Organethic Pure Care. So let's shift a little bit into like community and collaboration. If somebody is hearing about OPC for the first time in this webinar, and now they know that you are supporting hairdressers and salons exclusively, which thank you for that. Um,
Pleasure.
how are they going to find you? How can they get to know about you? And where would they start to do their own research into OPC?
Well, our webpage is the, the most reliable source. Our marketing team has worked so hard on taking a lot of knowledge into our webpage. But also, we have an app that summarizes what is into the webpage. The app also includes a lot of video education. So people can get to know us a lot better through website and the app. We have social media, of course, Instagram, Facebook. You can find us everywhere, but for sure the website for me is the best point of contact.
Love it. What would you say is your last, like the last message you would want to, for anyone to take away from this discussion?
So when I met Daniel at Interprefer, okay, one thing that moved my heart because it's not so I steal it from Daniel. Okay, and I hope that he's not mad about it. But I'm mentioning him. Okay, so the he was on the stage and he was talking about the fact that everybody are looking to be sustainable and this and that, but the challenge is one, super sustainable doesn't change anything. Okay, if if every one of us make a small step through sustainability, a huge change can come up. And that's what I've always believed on. And when he said that in a much better way than I say it. And I literally went to congratulate with him because it's not a matter of are you the most sustainable company? No, what are you doing with what you can? So, and that's fantastic because sustainability is amazing, but you also have to deal with several other issues in the company, and so the fact that somebody appreciate every small step you make, it's fantastic. So I encourage every salon owner, every company owner, every business owner to make small steps, and that's fantastic. Small steps is better than nothing, and that's what I learned from Daniel. And so, thank you, Daniel.
Yes, definitely. Thank you, Daniel. I remember when he was going to Intercure, and I remember watching some of the footage from that, and that is so touching and moving to me to see how it's grown from there to this live production where we get to invite you on as an esteemed and honored guest to share your story with how everyone can take a small step. But with that, I was thinking about a couple of last questions as some key takeaways on my perspective. I want to go back to the sugarcane
Mhm.
packaging. Would that be classified as like a monoplastic, or would that be classified as like a bioplastic? If it wasn't recycled, would that degrade in a landfill? Would
No, it
that
will not degrade in the landfill. It's fully recyclable, but it's not biodegradable. Okay, it's the difference is the source of the plastic. So instead of having a plastic coming from petroleum, okay, you have a plastic coming from sugarcane. Sugarcane, it's treated, but in the way you treat it is also less of a process, and so it consumes less CO2, and that's why the plastic produced is the the carbon footprint is negative because of the power of how much CO2 the sugarcane take out.
Well, that sort of also answers my question about carbon neutrality in the company. So, if you're already sourcing things that are making your carbon footprint go down, that's a very sustainable method of not only packaging, but also production and distribution. But speaking of distribution, if I'm a new stylist or me as a salon owner and I want to introduce OPC into my salon, I'm assuming I would go to the website to
Yes.
order. Does that service
Now,
the whole globe?
so the we have a website. The website that you where you order. No, just wait a second. Sorry, I got messed up. I'm sorry. So when you go through the website, you get all the knowledge. But then you contact us, and we have always a partner in the distribution or somebody that directly will contact you and align you to the full spectrum of organethic pure care.
That is amazing. Okay. And just to maybe tie it all together with the carbon footprint, the salon distribution, if I'm always a huge fan of affiliate programs because it kind of cuts out the middle person for shipping it to my salon and then somebody driving or ordering it, from me and having to ship it and drive again. So is there an affiliate model or affiliate program through OPC?
So the best, I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with this term, the affiliate program. How it works with us is we stock, in order to make less consuming deliveries, okay, we make a central, we have a central warehouse here in the US, and from there we deliver directly to the salon. So you don't have several steps to go there.
That's amazing. Those were some of the questions that I am generally concerned about. So I wanted to
It's a
get
very smart thing because also when I was considering everything that could lead to less carbon footprint, I was looking at the logistic part, and logistic part is always undervalued by everybody. So, good, you are a very good point, and this has a price, but at the same time, it is a good value for the environment. So yes,
a worthwhile investment, if you will.
100%.
All right. So those are my questions. I'll pass it over to you, Jacqueline. If any questions ran through your head, please ask them, or if you have any final thoughts.
Of course. Well, my first question would be, did you say you do have like more of a refill program coming out? Did I understand that right?
Yes, the project for the next couple of years will be to replace all our classic plastic into the new technology plastic, and at the same time the refilling program, and that's a huge project. But
Yes.
yes, that's for sure the largest investment we are doing for the next 3 years. Yeah.
I love that. As a salon owner who has a refillery in my salon, that's super exciting to me because I really believe in having more of those professional brands to have that option, right? Because you do have the affiliate programs where you're reducing that carbon footprint, but also having the refillery is, I believe, a really great way to add value to our clients and the education on that of why it's important and how that also helps with sustainability and cutting down your carbon footprint and waste and all that. So I think that's amazing. And I'm looking forward to just continuing to learn more about your product, and the mission behind it is so wonderful. So I appreciate everything that you're doing.
Thank you very much. No, I consider myself not a person that can teach anything, okay, but always a person that can learn something, okay. So every time there is I'm a very open mind person. So every time there is any advice or anything, I will love to listen and, if possible, implement into the company. That will be a pleasure. So everybody that have advice, that are in love with Organethic Pure Care and have good ideas, please always send us good ideas. That's why I stay on the field, to listen to the good ideas. I love that because it's how you grow. I don't want the detachment from the salons. I want to stay connected to people that are using our products, and that's why I'm always on the field. I don't
I
have a
love
life, okay, but it's a different topic.
that's another podcast.
Yes.
I
I
love that.
appreciate it.
I love that so much, Andrea. Thank you so much for joining us and representing your company, or Organethic Pure Care, OPC. Um, we know that we can find you through the website, which is
Yes.
listed in our chat, and it will be listed in all of the show notes as well, and on social media. We can find you on social media. So, if anyone wants to reach out and connect, please feel free to do that. And obviously, if you're a stylist, a suite owner, a beauty professional, a salon owner, reach out through the website, get in contact with them, and figure out how you can make OPC a part of your beauty story as well. Jacqueline, let me pass it over to you. If anyone wants to reach out, where can they find you?
Thank you, Mikey. You can always find me on Instagram. I hang out there. It's really me answering, and it's at Clean Beauty Biz Coach on IG.
Awesome. Thanks, Jacqueline. Always a pleasure to host these with you. And I'm at Metro Mikey on all social media platforms. I'm here representing the green beauty community, which, as we all know, we transitioned officially over to a 501c nonprofit. So we are a tax deductible donation to help reduce your business costs. And we can only put on these productions through the help of our volunteers, our supporters, and people who take the time to donate, like you. So if you need to reach out and contact us, you can find us on the Green Beauty Community website at greenbeautycommunity.com, Green Beauty Community Foundation on Instagram, and everywhere else we're a Green Beauty Community. So reach out, get in contact with us. We love hearing from you, and we will look forward to seeing you all on our next GBC Live production. Have a great day, everyone.
Thank you.